Where do we go from where do we go from where do we go from here?
Okay, yeah, let's go.
Turns out the Marvel theme is actually very hard to
Remember?
hum. That's the right word.
Thumb.
It's very hard to thumb.
Well, I'm Joe, and welcome to the Where Do We Go From Here podcast. And these are my other hosts, and they can introduce themselves since they've been so rude.
All right. What? I am LRDW Modoc, and I'm coming at you from the skies above, and scat. That's me.
I'm Matthew. I haven't thought of something for the intro.
Forgive Matthew, he was sleeping mere moments ago.
Mere moments, yes.
In our studio, aka his room, we was sleeping.
Why did it take you so long to come over from the time I was like, yeah, I'm here?
We were watching the Modoc television series.
It took half an hour to get the spar.
I don't know. I saw your message and was like, let's go. And then we made our way to going.
And then, you know.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm Joseph. And today we're going to be talking about news and then the Ant-Man review.
And boy, do some of us have opinions about Ant-Man.
Yeah. Whole lot of opinions in this, okay.
Yeah.
The viewer that is listening audioly, because we don't have video, his head is boiling.
Bubble.
He's sweating.
He always does that though, so don't get too worried.
It's a condition.
Alright, so start off news.
Clinical
Tetris.
head inflation.
Joseph will be mowed off by the time this podcast ends.
Oh yeah.
Joseph from
I'll have that saw and all.
I'm trying to think how big his head would have to be if his body doesn't shrink.
Oh
That'd be
my!
fucking
Like a hot air balloon.
I would
proportionally.
well take up most of this room.
We'd put you in your own chair.
Yeah.
What would his chair be?
Oh, like a lazy boy.
A solid couch. I would like a couch.
Oh, you know those things they put, like a cup for eggs?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Like in Mario?
Yeah.
In a large egg cup.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Or maybe just like a toilet seat with like a seatbelt.
With the seatbelt.
Pants around the ankles. The ultimate weapon.
It's fueled by biomaterial. Anyway.
So, the Tetris trailer.
Yeah, Tetris.
Have we all watched it?
I didn't
Yeah,
watch it.
I did.
I saw it apart from when you sent it.
Aren't you fucking brilliant? What did we all think?
I thought it had that. It was a lot more serious than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I'm really liking the look of this one. This looks really
Can
interesting.
you describe it to someone who hasn't seen it?
All
It
right.
looked like the Air trailer, but for Tetris.
So if you can imagine Bandersnatch, you know, the Black Mirror episode, if you can imagine Bandersnatch mixed with like Chernobyl, that's kind of what you get.
So,
I think I'm right with that. I don't know. I feel that's the two vibes that
That's
I got out of it.
what a wild description.
So the Tetris blocks come from the Ukraine, and it was...
They're from Russia.
They are.
Oh,
from Russia.
okay, we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, no, because Russia was initially developed when the
Russia was developed as
Yeah,
a
Russia
country.
was developed. Yeah.
okay.
You're having a howler here, Joe.
Tetris was developed when the Soviet Union was still around, but on its way out.
Yeah.
So it was the property of the Soviet government.
Yeah.
So it's about this guy whose name I don't know, Taron Egerton.
Yeah.
That could have been his name in real
Elton
life, but that's
John.
unlikely. Yeah, it's about when Elton John went to the Soviet Union and
Yeah,
managed
wait.
to get the rights to Tetris, and
He won it in a poker game.
I'm not sure how close to reality this is, because it seems to be...
Based on a true story.
It is based on a true story.
No fucking way is
Yeah.
it based on a true...
Yes.
What?
Yeah, it
I have
says
to
it
see
at the end of the trailer, based on true.
I have to see this trailer. I'm going to watch this when we're done this
I can't
recording.
remember his name, but someone has like an hour-long documentary on YouTube about this, and it seems to actually be quite accurate. So
Yeah.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about as well. H-Bomber guy.
something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like really good though.
It looks brilliant.
And it has that weird like it actually feels like a game movie, but also with like some grounding, and I really like that.
Alright.
Like, you know, the way in
It
like,
kind of
the-
artistically transitions
Okay.
into pixels.
My foundation is pixels. Do you think it's going to be worse or better
A
than
lot
Pixels?
Everything is better than Pixels. Pixels is the bottom
what
level.
are you talking about? Pixels is a generational movie.
I don't think you can even compare these two movies. It's like comparing Lord of the Rings and Spotlight.
It's like one of the first movies we watched together as a group. Does that not count for anything?
Yeah, and despite it, we're still friends.
I remember getting lost in the cinema for Pixels.
What?
Yes. Yeah, do you remember I couldn't
You
find
went to the
you?
cinemas for Pixels?
I don't think we saw
Yeah,
Pixels.
no, we did.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, yeah. Do you remember?
wasn't-
Lawrence wasn't invited.
No, I definitely wasn't there. I
Yes,
never,
you were.
You made fun of me for this.
Oh, well, I do that all.
We had
like-
spaghetti afterwards.
I have spaghetti all the time.
But like, I remember just walking up, and it was like pitch black, as it usually is in the cinema. But this time it was like I couldn't see anything.
I remember this.
And then I just
Oh!
couldn't find yous.
He was
For
wandering.
ages.
He was wandering around the cinema for like minutes.
Like, and then I looked over to my left, and they were just like waving at me, but really extravagantly, and I could barely see them, and I was just like, oh, this must be them. I kind of gambled by walking down that aisle, and I was right. So.
Young 5'6" bearded Lawrence with the voice of a helium balloon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Joseph, come here. We're gonna watch the latest Adam Sandler shtick.
Your impression for him sounds like one of the Munchkins from Wizard of Oz.
You didn't know Lawrence when he was younger?
Oh, you're a lucky man.
Oh boy, Peter Dinklage is in this one. He's a big property right now. Game of Thrones is still quite well respected.
Were you 14, 15?
Yeah.
We were younger than that. We were like 13,
Or, I
right?
can't remember.
'Cause
I
this-
don't think
that
I
was-
saw this in cinemas.
That movie came out 2014, right?
15, I think? I'm probably wrong on that.
So we were 13, 14.
So yeah.
So Tetris looks real good. It looks fun, and they go into in the trailer the Tetris effect, which is when if you play enough Tetris, you get this with a lot of games, especially simple, visually pleasing games. If you play enough of it, then eventually, whenever you're not thinking or focusing on something, you'll just kind of see it.
Were you playing a lot of Minecraft that time? You hallucinated hitting bedrock or
No,
something?
that
Oh,
was
you-
just sleep
Yeah,
deprivation.
no, but I've done that before, where you just see like a Minecraft blocking your sleep. Anyway,
Yeah.
Tetris it's gonna
Looks
be
good.
great.
When you're in class and you just see Marvel snap up on the board.
Oh my God, New York +2 power.
Weird World, fuck! I hate drawing from my opponent's deck.
For anyone that doesn't know, Marvel Snap is an online game that you can get.
It's been advertised enough.
We'll start talking about it when we get sponsored.
Yeah.
So
real fun.
next on the news list is Tom Holland lead role in Kang Dynasty.
I don't
think
think
he
that's
should.
the right move.
Yeah.
Now, every article I saw, the quote was, he will have a lead role. Does that necessarily mean
He'll
he's the
probably-
main
he'll
character?
just
Yeah,
be the
like
main
Iron
Avenger,
Man,
I'd say.
Thor.
I took it as he's gonna, just have like that
Yeah.
insane amount of screen time in comparison to everyone else. Like how
Like
much time does Robert Downey Jr. have in Infinity War compared to everyone else?
Yeah,
It's like
I would
40
e-
minutes over or
I would
something.
even say in the Robert Downey Jr. in the first Avengers movie.
Yeah,
I think he'll be like one of the main three, so like Thor,
Yeah.
Captain America. Iron Man.
which I don't think he should be.
Really?
Yeah,
No, I agree
like-
with Matthew. He's just
Who do you think should be then?
The character will
So,
be in
Cap-
his early 20s. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Ant-Man.
Captain Marvel and Doctor Strange.
Ant-Man, though.
No,
I'd
see,
vote,
because he's just going to fill in the same role he had from last time of just explaining, like, here's this weird
Plot
thing that...
devices.
he's going to explain the plot device of the film, which is Kang.
You know who I would like to see? And, like a weird Avengers team. Like, and this is what we may see in Secret Wars, depending on how that turns out, because it looks like one of them will be more of a small-scale Avengers team. The Kang Dynasty will.
Yeah, no, I hope so.
I'd like to see one of the Lokis on an Avengers team.
Yeah. Just before we came here, we watched the last episode of Loki, and I really cleared some things up that we'll get into later.
We will explain, because, God, this is a fucking nightmare to try and untangle all those time travel strings.
I don't have
Stick
anything to
around.
say, bro.
They plan on
Because...
Do they
Please.
really? Please stick around.
Please stick around.
Pretty please.
We're actually begging
You
you.
know what? I'll give you a secret at the end if you stick around.
We'll do a secret ending.
Exactly. We'll do a secret ending.
I'll throw in what I cut at the start.
Just some real spicy hot takes.
Yeah.
Don't stick around for the secret ending. You can go home.
Tune out. Alright, what's next?
Yeah. Spider-Man 4 is also confirmed.
I'm not
I'm
shocked. I just hope Zendaya is not in it.
Really?
Yeah.
I agree with
Look,
Matthew
because
as
of
well.
how they end No Way Home.
Oh, you want like
It
a
would
gap?
cheap-
Yeah.
it
I
would
want a
cheapen it,
gap.
yeah.
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 Like
She's got to
introduce-
come back.
Yeah, she will. I expect that for like a fifth one because he's gonna do another trilogy. Like, let's be real. But it just ruined the end of that. And to be honest, I'm kind of sick of that relationship. I just like, I don't see the chemistry there like the same way you do with like Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone.
Yeah, but when are they? I don't think that
Find
that's like,
a Gwen Stacy or something else. A Black Cat. Fuck it. I don't
She
care.
will come back.
Someone
though.
else.
She will come back.
Yeah, in
they
a
can't
fifth
just
film.
yeah,
Hopefully.
but like as his main love interest.
It's mad. They might have a family by the time Spider-Man 4 comes out.
Dude, I hope that you know that thing of like when the movies change the comics. I hope that'll do that for like. Have you read what Spider-Man comics are like at the moment?
Oh my god, I've seen.
Oh, Paul.
snippets, and they're
You guys
so
know about
bad.
Paul?
no.
Mary Jane is now married to Paul.
With 2 kids that they don't explain.
Yeah.
Also, most recently, Spider-Man compared MJ while talking to Black Cat
To
like
his
a
sister.
Oh, I did not see
Spider-Man
that.
has a sister.
Apparently,
Yeah,
she's a secret agent.
She's a spy for Shield.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Current Spider-Man comics are
Suck.
yeah.
He was
It's
working
such a
for Norman Osborn for a while as well.
It's such a shame.
Norman or Normie Osborn.
Norman, like the Green Goblin.
Does he not think he's Cletus Cassidy at the moment?
No, that was something in the Spencer run.
Never read a Spider-Man comic.
They're impenetrable.
They're
Actually, no. If you want to read Spider-Man comics, start on Spencer's run or Big.
and then get
Harper.
halfway through it, then
Life story.
stop.
Huh?
Life story.
No. I mean
That's-
like mainline continuity.
Okay.
Because they both want to keep things at like a level where anyone can enter in and read at any issue, but because of all like the nonsense that the writers want to manage to inject into it, it's never like you could never just pick it up and understand it.
It's definitely a topic we should do, like comics that like just are so...
All comics are almost
Just
Impenetrable.
Or just they've gotten really bad recently.
I
not all comics.
I like, but like
We're-
Spider-Man's a big example of like it's just gone so downhill.
we're on a
It's been
tangent now,
downhill
but for
ages.
the first time maybe ever, Spider-Man has been outsold like Moon
By
Knight's
Moon
out.
Knight, yeah.
Moon Knight of all people,
Huh.
which is meant to be a brilliant run. What are we talking
I
about?
was actually sorry. What,
Spider-Man 4.
Where do we go from here? I
I
said
hope
it.
it's
I said it.
High five.
I would really like a couple things with that. One, just not having a main villain, which we talked about. I think it was
or you
last
just
week.
want like a lot of like.
Yeah, I just want him like being a broke college student and like that's his struggle through the film, not dealing with bad guys, because he should be able to do that no problem. He's had 5 years in the MCU now. He should be a little bit more fucking.
And I think they could just throw in a couple of villains and act like they're pre-established, like have them fight the Wrecking Crew or something.
Yeah, something like that.
I think, in
The
terms
only-
of a trilogy, at least you need a mainline villain. You need like, a big
Set
villain.
up Norman Osborn without doing Green Goblin.
Yeah, that
Get
would be
fucking
good.
Matthew McConaughey, who I think is actually a great shout.
I don't think they want to do Norman Osborn again.
Who are you gonna do? Venom? Oh, they are gonna. Do
Yeah, they are
Venom.
doing Venom.
Oh god.
They could do Hobgoblin.
I don't know.
Hobgoblin, Mr. Negative,
They could bring in
Tombstone.
Craven from the Spunk, because that's also coming out this year.
I think
No,
that movie could.
Is it?
Yeah, it's meant to come out in like October.
I think that
November.
movie could come out and a year later they could do Craven and everyone would forget about Aaron Taylor Johnson as Craven
Yeah, probably, because I don't think he's gonna wear the full fucking like
fursuit.
everything.
And he's an animal rights activist in the movie.
What?
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
Oh god. I'm sick of Sony.
Yeah.
Getting
Is
back
he
to-
wearing fake fur?
Getting back to something you were saying about like MJ waiting for like you want to wait till the 5th movie.
Yeah.
The MCU doesn't have the patience for that.
No, that's my biggest problem as well, because like they know what people want, but then they're just like, what do the like?
What will get
What
you?
does the average viewer want? Not what would be
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah, and the average viewer is usually just the person that walks in.
Yeah.
Well, what if she was in it, but she wasn't like
I'd be fine if
she was just a friend of Spider-Man?
Yeah, if she showed up occasionally.
Because she still wouldn't remember. She'd have a completely different dynamic with him.
I feel like do a hard reset on that character though, like completely change her because
Like
she
a
doesn't know
Gamora?
him. Not to that extent, but like I
Her
don't know,
college
make
years
more
made her go
comic-
wild.
Yeah, make her more comic accurate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man.
Give her the fucking red hair.
That's
I
that's all
ask.
he means. He just want
Yeah.
get her to wear a wig.
She
I
looks
just-
great in red hair as well. I don't
Yeah.
get why she doesn't have
She
red
dyed
hair.
it
Does she
for
have
the,
red hair?
yeah, she did it
Yeah,
for promoting Far From Home. She dyed it red, and it looks so good.
That's just a troll.
Yeah, It's ridiculous.
Hey, look at this, nerds. And then flips him off.
Like, without being insulting, she does seem like the type who would have super dyed red hair, no?
I don't get what you mean.
Yeah.
I don't pay very much attention to her public profile.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
no
I
one.
don't either.
But, yeah.
Matthew, are you cyberbullying celebrities again?
No, I haven't done that since, like, 2016.
Cut that.
Oh, I didn't actually.
Alright, what's next?
Oh,
Take that, Ed Helms.
One fan cast I did see someone say today, which I do actually quite like, was Patrick Dempsey if they were to do Uncle Ben.
If they were to do Uncle Ben.
Yeah, like now if they were to go back and do Uncle Ben, I think he'd actually be pretty alright.
Huh.
It's not my idea, I just saw someone say it.
I remember when everybody was like, Toby for Uncle Ben. I wasn't.
Yeah, he'd be great,
Has
but it'd be weird now.
Yeah.
has the ship sailed on doing Uncle Ben?
Yes, but I'm saying if they were to do a flashback.
What would... You know what?
You can't even do Tobey Maguire's Uncle Ben anymore. That's kind of sad.
Yeah, that would make no sense because you need to react it. Doesn't matter.
Peter.
Plus, Aunt May's could have filled in the role anyways.
I mean,
What did Uncle Ben say on his deathbed then? Like, Peter.
Better. It was just that on repeat.
Oh God, Peter! I'm getting shot. Oh God, there's no light. It's just darkness.
See,
Peter. I'm
Mephisto.
that's not true because they've shown there's an afterlife now in the MCU.
Uncle Ben's not going to
Yes,
heaven.
they have in
Yeah.
Thor.
Uncle Ben's going to hell. I was very sick, Peter.
It's so
If-
red and blue, and that's why he chose the colors for his suit.
Now I'm picturing Uncle Ben's there, like in his underwear in the desert, recording a video for his family,
Well, we're on a massive tangent now.
like in Breaking Bad.
Oh!
What's the next bit of news?
I did it for you, May.
I was trying to think of the speech he gives in Breaking Bad, but I couldn't.
Peter.
I'm the one who got
Say
shot.
my name.
I'm the one who webs.
I am the victim.
That's fucking nuts.
So, Cursed Child is in production with all of the three main co-stars.
Oh God,
Hooray.
fucking damn it!
Hooray!
That's gonna be like.
Can I leave for this part?
No.
You can take a
Gotta
little
finish.
I'm a
snooze.
huge Harry Potter fan, and I'm so not excited for this. Like,
I-
at all.
I have no opinion on it at all.
I think
Have you read
It's good.
the Scream or not Scream? What do you even call that? Because it's not even written like a book.
The play.
Yeah. Have you? Yeah.
Just have you read the play?
It's just naff. Like there's no other way to put it. It's just nothing.
Because she's a bit of a hack writer, isn't she?
Well, yeah, Asian character, Cho Chang. Like,
Like Choo Choo Train or whatever her name is.
And
Let's just not say the name.
isn't like
it's the-
She's like Voldemort. We can't say her name.
That's where you're wrong.
That's the extent of my Harry Potter knowledge.
Yeah, are you like? Do you know? Like,
You being Joseph.
have you seen anyone go? Yeah, I'm excited for this.
I've heard someone be excited for it. No.
Who?
Can we mention another podcast on here?
Yeah.
No.
Mr.
Oh, we've
Sunday
mentioned.
Movies.
Yeah, we've mentioned.
Mr.
We've mentioned the Weekly Planet like
Yeah,
twice.
Frequently. Like
Yeah,
at least
Sunday movie, small podcast. Go check them out.
Yeah.
Small podcast.
at least
Yeah.
once per episode.
Like Mr. Sunday Movies. Like he was like, yeah, this is definitely gonna be like a big thing, and it'd be great as a movie.
Oh, it's gonna be big. Whether it's good or not,
I
I'll wait
faith.
for it.
I have no.
I have
opinion
faith. I
on
think they're gonna rework the play to give it like a good ending, and they won't make Harry such a dick in it.
Yeah.
I know nothing about Harry Potter, but I think they're going to keep She Who Tweets as far away from this as possible.
Yeah. She Who Tweets.
She
Who Tweets.
She who likes some pretty bad tweets.
I saw an Onion article. It was like she's gone. J.K. Rowling has now gone so far right that it's okay for kids to read about witchcraft.
Oh gosh.
Next on the news list is Lilo and Stitch. Zach
Uh,
Galifianakis is in it.
I'm upset by this. I didn't know this was being made, and I love Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, it's great.
Why
That's so funny because the article I read this on.
was it the Onion?
No, it was because it's real news, Matthew. It was. I think it was The Verge. The entire article was just trashing the fact that this movie is being made. Like I'm going to get up the name of the article. I think it was something along the lines of Zach Galifianakis to star in the completely unnecessary Lilo and Stitch reboot. Probably the scientist.
Yeah, but why is it being made?
Jumbo, I guess.
Yeah.
Like
Jumbo,
who else can you think of him playing? Like,
Yeah.
Like it
I
would
think
be
it'll
super weird if like Stitch was voiced by Zach Galifianakis and he's just talking like Ryan Reynolds and
Well,
Detective Pikachu.
I'd
be really.
Well, he's not just
going
going to be talking. He'll make like noises. Like
no. But you know what I mean. Like
they
it's
got
just,
Chris Pratt to voice Mario. Matthew, anything's possible.
all I'm saying is, if they just get Stitch in and he doesn't talk like Stitch, it's just like a regular
I
voice.
actually
It
have
would
a
be
good
super
casting
creative.
for Stitch.
John Mulaney.
No,
I can't think of
Andy
him.
Serkis.
How would that even?
I think he'd
work?
become terrifying, but you know.
Okay, but
Like,
now
you're
I'm
not
imagining
wrong, but-
the behind the scenes mocap
Of
of
and
him
some
just
child.
rolling around next to a small Hawaiian girl,
Yeah.
and that's just upsetting.
Yeah, it was also upsetting when he did Gollum, but like you know.
It was also upsetting when he made Venom 2, but
Yeah, he directed that.
Wow. That was
let's
a
all
bad
take a
debut.
moment for those of us lost who had to watch Venom 2.
Electric Boogaloo. No. What was the thing you
I can't remember.
computer goo or something?
Yeah,
Or, like,
He
it's
Carnage
written
plugs
down
himself into a computer and hacks the
Oh.
internet.
somewhere. Hack the
which-
planet.
I have since learned, since we watched that, since I last
Has
talked
happened
about
in
that,
the comics
he's done that several times,
Oh, fuck.
and it was always in the 90s.
Of course. It was
because nothing good comes from the 90s, as you say.
Nothing good comes from the 90s.
Alright.
Venom's
Well-
from the 80s before you say anything.
I was gonna say Spawn again, but sure.
I would argue.
Phantom Menace. Or like
Was that not 2000?
99.
No, I'm not getting dragged into this.
No, we're gonna move on, so it's okay. Liam
I'm
Neeson.
getting angry.
Blade was from the 90s. At least that
Speaking
film.
of the Phantom Menace, Liam Neeson talks about Star Wars and how there's too much of it.
What happened with that? I saw an article and I just didn't.
Joe knows more about this than like. he's
Yeah,
just-
I read the article headline. That's how much I know
Oh,
about it.
okay, cool.
Yeah, Liam Neeson. He's right. There's too.
Well, there's too much of everything.
Like, he's right in it, when you take what he said literally. There's too much shows and movies. It removes from the mystery and the wonder. Now it's become a fun, expanded universe with a lot of good stuff, but the mystery and the wonder isn't there.
Do you think he
I
pushed
guess.
back against the midichlorians?
I think he got paid a lot of money. So I don't think he got paid to push against anything.
Yeah.
And he's a Star Wars fan, isn't he?
Yeah,
Like, he's
he-
on note as having loved Star
Yeah.
Wars.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he
he's
still
not
likes
just
it.
saying this to be a Tarantino.
I mean, there's very few people who go into Star Wars who aren't fans by the sounds of it. Like, I can't
Except
think of...
from that like Harrison Ford who just
Well, okay,
hates
look,
it.
yeah, Harrison Ford hates most of the things he does, except, like, Indiana Jones for some inexplicable reason.
I think he probably likes most of the things he does.
Why does he like Blade Runner, but not fucking...
Star Wars.
Yeah.
I think it's because
People don't ask him about it all the time,
probably.
or as
Probably.
much.
Yeah.
No, but even then, like, he hated it, like, when he was doing, like, fucking Return of the Jedi.
I think he just
Like, that was his whole thing with getting frozen in carbonite. It was just basically, if they couldn't get him back, that's how his story would have ended. And then he got paid a shitload of money to come back.
he got paid.
He's famous for always hurting himself on films, even when he was a younger man.
Accidentally.
He's always he's famous for always accidentally hurting himself.
He'll just
Uh,
trip.
Who
And-
knows, the Star Wars ones were on purpose,
That's
maybe.
and it started with Star Wars. Maybe he thinks that's how the curse got started.
He did the same thing on Force Awakens as he did with the most recent Indiana Jones. He broke his ankle or something.
He's always
Not the same
breaking that
way,
bloody
but, like,
ankle. Just get a club foot, Harrison Ford.
I mean, I don't know, with the amount of times he's crashed...
Harrison,
With the amount of
get a
times,
club foot, Harrison.
With the amount of times he's crashed his plane, I would accept that this is all accidental.
Jesus Christ, this man's unlucky.
Have you not heard about that?
I've actually never heard of Harrison Ford.
I think he
like,
crashed his plane like twice.
Nah,
I can think
nah,
of one definite.
It's because he's
Oh,
always
yeah.
stoned. He's
Yeah.
always stoned.
You ever seen him in interviews from like 2015 onwards?
Speaking of interviews, anytime you see him in a Star Wars interview, he's just willing to make fun of Star Wars fans. But did anybody see that deep fake interview for Indiana Jones? And he just looks so happy
Fuck it, D23. He cried.
about Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't understand his why.
I think because that's cool to him, because that's the kind of
Maybe,
movie
yeah.
he would have grown up watching.
Yeah, that's the hero. He would like
That's
to
when
be.
he fantasizes, when he daydreams about being an action hero. It's not in a sci-fi movie. It's in Indiana Jones,
I was thinking the president.
or him being the president.
Well, next on the list, I Am Legend 2.
Oh my god! Imagine
Have
watching.
you seen?
Yeah.
I actually haven't.
Actually, alright.
And
It's not as good as The Last of Us.
They've
though, but it's
confirmed
very
they're
similar.
going with whatever the alternate ending is, which I think is a
Yeah,
weird
I
choice.
did hear that as well. Yeah.
Okay, so do you guys not know what the crack with that is?
I know what the endings are, and I get why,
I
but like it's
don't.
weird.
The
But
The
They're
original-
gonna have to explain around it.
the original point of the book is that he is legend, as in he is a legend to the vampire people, the vampire zombies, because he views them as just monsters. But like by the time of the movie, they're actually kind of a proto society, and they view him as like their boogeyman. So that's how he's a legend. And originally, in the movie, in the book it ends with him. What's the alternate ending? I've forgotten now.
Okay, I think in the original ending, he runs at a.
He just
room
blows a bunch of them up.
Yeah, he just runs at them with a grenade.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but the
but-
alternate ending has him survive, but I just can't remember how.
He lets them live and he comes to an understanding with them or something. Like he sees a mother vampire holding a baby.
Does he
That
have one of
sounds-
them
A little
hostage?
baby
He
Morbius.
has one of them
Oh, look at the
hostage or
little
something,
baby.
right?
Yes.
And he lets them go. I think that might be what it is.
Yeah, he has a little baby Morbius with him.
Can you describe how there's an alternate ending? Was there like credits and then another ending? Or
No,
like...
it was just one of those things
DVD,
that was put on
but-
DVD,
Oh.
but everyone was like, "This is better."
And it was from the book, so people would have been aware of it. Like, and yeah, people always, it's famous for having a better alternate ending. That's what it's known for.
Yeah.
Michael
like-
B. Jordan's gonna be in it.
Yeah, he's going to be
that's
his son or something.
I am interested about.
There'll
Because
be 2 I Am Legends.
We are legends. We are Venom.
We are a league of legends.
We are League.
yeah, no, I enjoyed the first one. It's like, god damn it. But anyway, it's
This
like
studio's falling apart.
Don't have so much trash around it.
the bin fellow.
I'm sorry.
So stop touching me.
But
He's always telling me to stop touching him. It really hurts my feelings.
Well, when you're grabbing my inner thigh, yeah, I get a bit worried.
Matthew, we don't have a camera in here for a reason.
Right, well,
But,
Anyway.
yeah, The Last of Us. No, The Last of Us is similar to like I Am Legend, but The Last of Us is just a lot better.
you still watching
How
that?
so?
Well,
It's
no,
just
I
a lot
wanna-
better.
How is
wanna-
it similar?
I want to do a review.
I
of
just
Last
find
of Us,
the-
So
Have you started watching?
I will watch it when it's all done.
Okay.
So
I just
I'd
find
say
that,
we
like,
leave this for
this,
review.
it's
Fair.
similar. Like I know that they're both zombie movies, but like even the way they go about how they
One
deal
of
with
them-
the
Well, The Last
zombie
of Us
movies-
isn't a movie, so
Yeah.
you don't know what you're
it-
talking
I
about.
do know what I'm talking about, but like it's just how they deal with like the structure of stuff is like very similar.
I haven't seen I Am Legend, so I don't know.
It's very. It's
But you haven't watched The Last of Us.
He has started
Alright,
watching.
yeah,
it.
I've started
Oh, have
watching
you?
The Last
Yeah.
of Us.
What
That's
episode are you
what
on?
it is.
on 3 now.
Have you finished 3?
I think so, but
Don't they
spoil
look
it.
like Santa and Jordan Peterson?
No, I haven't finished 3 yet.
Okay.
I'm on 3. Yeah, no,
Have
I know
you
who you're talking
started
about though.
watching it?
I've watched the first 4 episodes.
Oh, okay. They're up to 6 now or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really good though. But they are similar. But The Last of Us is just a lot better. So watch
Yeah.
that instead.
I'm very worried on how they'll do a season 2, but honestly, I'd be
is-
fine with them.
They've
changing
confirmed a season 2.
it. No, that's what I'm worried on how they'll go about it.
Oh yeah, Matthew used to cyberbully the actress who played Abby.
I am not one of those people. I'm fine joking about it, but no.
I was going to clarify that. I wasn't going to sail you down that river.
Yeah.
So
People
next
are-
news topic: the Marvels poster.
No one.
Not a
I haven't
good
heard
poster.
a single person go, "Yeah, it's good." I see the odd person on Twitter go, "I really like this." I don't know what you're talking about. But it's
I said it looked good.
It looks
Really?
alright. I think.
I said it in the group chat. Yeah, I
Oh,
like this
I
poster.
blocked that out.
Beta male. He
It's-
likes the Marvels poster. What
it's
kind
just-
of liberal cook is this?
Like
Get out of here, you libtard.
You
like-
said it, man, not me.
I see what they're going for, and I'm happy it's not a floating head poster. But it's just like
Yeah,
It's a step up
great
from a
idea,
floating head
horrible execution.
I don't disagree. It does look like it was made within a half hour.
Which seems like most of Disney's posters.
Yeah, I'm tired of people of varying sizes standing around looking in different directions. Have you seen?
Ant-Man had some okay posters.
Yeah.
Ant-Man had a great.
The one I
poster.
showed you
Oh,
in the gym the other day.
Of Kang holding Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I actually like that. But
I
that
like
wasn't
that
the one
poster.
I was talking about. I was talking about.
that one.
It's just really darked out, and it's almost like they're neon, but it's just the three of them, and then Kang's off to the other side. it is sort of a floating heads poster, but it just works better.
Have you seen that comparison online? And it says, if you look at the Avengers Endgame poster, it looks like
that one. One on the bottom.
Yeah, I forgot which one it is, but it looks like all of them were looking at a girl's tits, and then she turned around.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about.
And they're trying to avoid looking at them.
And Thor is the only one who is... Yeah, it's that one.
Yeah, and Thor's like,
Yeah, this is the poster.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
If I remember,
I've seen that, yeah.
If I remember,
I like that.
The version.
I do really like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to the Marvels. It was delayed recently. It's coming out late this year now, isn't it?
Get delayed again,
No, they won't push it back. Again,
because she's going to be, she'll finally be important to the larger MCU.
I just realized that
Captain Marvel.
Which one? Photon, Captain Marvel, Ms. Marvel. Which one? Are you
the
talking
one
about?
called Captain Marvel.
Okay. Just to clarify.
I honestly, I didn't know who you were talking about. There's a lot of Marvels, and I can't keep up. Oh my God, Dwayne Johnson, MCU confirmed.
I'm going home. I really want to like her in a movie because she's her first movie was pretty okay, and she's just had nothing to do since then.
Yeah, those were like not first time directors, but first time like big directors, I guess.
Like big budget.
Yeah,
that doesn't always work
big
out.
Budget thing.
Like the Marvel method of her Disney method of picking up an indie director.
Because like I really like Brie Larson and stuff. Like she's amazing in the room, and I really like her. And like Scott Pilgrim, so she can be funny, but she's just so stiff. And I think that's down to the writing / directing of the first film.
They have a new director, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. It's fuck, I can't remember her name, but yeah. I also like your one playing the villain. Your one from Fresh Meat.
Oh, she'll be your one from the Thunderbolts. Sunspot? No.
Moonstone.
Moonstone.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, Moonstone.
Moonstone. She has the Moonstone. That's her superpower.
You know, that's that body mold every Marvel Legends collector talks about.
Oh, Moonstone!
I learned those.
She's Moonstone. She has the Moonstone. It gives her Moonstone powers.
The Stone of Moon.
The Stone of Moon.
What are you on about? No, Moonstone.
She was the sub for Captain Marvel on the Dark Avengers.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
the one with the scarf and no trousers.
Oh yeah, I always forget that's her suit and not like an actual Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
So next on news is just there's nothing really to comment about this next one. Jonathan Majors nearly walked out of Ant-Man.
I think that's funny.
And everything.
Because he's so good in Loki and he's really good in Ant-Man, which we'll get to, but like...
People don't think that, believe it or not.
I have heard that floating around, but like...
Again, we'll probably leave it for the review, but yeah.
Do we think that they left him waiting long as a power play, or just Big Kev had a busy day?
I think Big Kev had a busy day because they seem
Big Kev wouldn't do that to Johnny Majors.
Jonathan, Wakanda Forever is like almost out. Like I'm up to my shit right now.
I'm up to my shit.
I'm up to my cap. It's almost falling off. They can see my head.
Jonathan, I can't see my cap.
Do you realise how busy I am? I've done what no director's ever done, and now they're giving me shit.
If the world sees my head, it'll explode.
They'll see my Moonstone.
But yeah, like.
Also, shut up, Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, like
No,
to be honest,
he's a nice
put some
guy.
respect on JM's name.
JM,
yeah.
Who the fuck is JM?
You know.
Jonathan Majors.
Oh.
You couldn't put that
How
together.
the hell
No.
could you not put that?
I thought you were talking about Jonathan Majors, and you just said, no.
Are you for real?
Okay,
We are talking about
I thought you were talking that Jonathan Majors was shitting on someone with the
Called
initials
JM.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
No, you can't
I got-
have
I-
initials
I'm tired.
JM
I got
because I am
confused by the call.
Jonathan Majors. Hello. Fucking.
JM is one of his variants.
Well, okay.
I mean,
seems normal. Like you always hear the weird casting things from actors. Like Don Cheadle came out recently, and he was like, "Yeah, he had like 10 minutes or whatever to answer to signing a 6-movie contract or something like."
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, he
But-
like because his I think it was his fucking agent or whatever was like, if you say no or don't answer, they will go to the next guy.
Yeah.
I think that once Big Kev put down the bit of paper that would have JM's paycheck, helping you out, buddy. then Jonathan Majors came the fuck back into the room.
Yeah.
I think he saw the paycheck.
Yeah, because
You don't want to lose him though. You do not want to lose.
because Jonathan Majors, we will get into this. He's brilliant, but Marvel are getting their money's worth from him.
Literally, they put all their eggs in one basket. Literally, like imagine if they like fall out.
Replaced him.
That's it.
Recast Jonathan Majors with Don Cheadle.
Same scene and everything. Just Kang walks into a courtroom. He looks different.
If that happens in like Kang Dynasty, it's an instant 10 out of 10 for me.
Oh my
like that's
God.
one of the variants.
Or I was going to say one of the variants is
Don Cheadle.
No, who played War Machine?
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard, and he's doing his own version of math, and that's why he can't get the time machine to work.
I would like if one of Kang's variants was Don Cheadle, but from Ocean's 11.
Oh, so
It's a bit of a whiffle, innit? We can't get this time machine to steady out.
I'd walk out at that.
Oh no, I think
I'd
that's
stand
brilliant.
up and I'd
If we can't get out of the quantum realm, we'll be brown bread. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. I'm Kang, innit? Come to conquer you.
And these are my kingdom.
Oh, okay.
Then they do a dance. No, he's wearing like the scarf and the earrings, and he has the little goatee he does in Ocean's 11, but he has the big blue and purple head.
And here's Darren in it. I'm back. All right.
Okay, Miles.
Next on news is Hellboy. I don't know anything about this.
The creator, or Mike Mignola, is involved. I think
Mike
he is
Lasagna,
writing.
yes.
Yeah, Mike Lasagna is involved. I heard someone
He's always sort of involved, though.
with Hellboy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's more involved in the game than he is the film. But like,
But that was the big...
Game?
yeah, they're doing a game and it's in the like very much his art style.
Oh, interesting.
That was the big selling point. Oh yeah, it's going to be completely a Mike Mignola movie before the last movie came out, and then
I haven't seen the last one, but I heard it's alright.
I haven't seen it either.
Is that the one with David Harbour?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Have you heard David Harbour's story about that? That's the movie that reminds him to always stay humble.
He has a picture of it in his closet or something.
Does he really?
I heard someone say that, and I couldn't tell if it was a joke or something that actually happened. I'm just gonna ignore that.
All right, let's move past it.
I like Hellboy though. I really like Hellboy.
Of course you do. Good for you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Of course you do.
I'm glad that they're doing it. It's set in a small town in the 50s or something, so it's probably going to have a
he
super
will-
small budget.
So he will actually be a Hellboy.
Huh?
Because he was a baby or whatever in the 40s.
Oh,
so if it's in
yeah.
the 50s, he's actually he should be like a teenager or whatever.
That's weird.
You're
Yeah.
a little boy.
You're a boy to me because you're on your forehead.
Like he could be like mid-20s or something, but like it'd be weird.
That's our news roundup,
Yeah.
and now we will go on to a film that's been very divisive
Hang on,
recently.
hang on. Quick word from our sponsor.
I was
I'm
doing-
just kidding. We don't have any.
Why would you do that?
I had a flow going.
Yeah.
I'm glad I broke your flow.
Fuck you, Lawrence.
Keep going.
You know what? I'm doing a silent protest. I'm not doing the podcast anymore.
You're not really being
what
silent
would we
about
do?
it.
Alright, okay. So we're going to do Ant-Man and the Wasp.
quANTuMAnia.
Yeah, really, for a series that's been criticized for using the word quantum too much, they really doubled down.
I think they used it less than they did in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I watched Ant-Man again recently. I watched
Are we
it this
gonna
morning.
do like a spoiler free and then
Yeah,
spoiler?
we'll do
let's
5
do
minutes
that.
spoiler.
Okay.
Spoiler free. And we'll tell you when we go into spoilers. Don't worry, we love you. They really double down on the use of the word quantum. There's a line in it fairly early on, and this isn't a spoiler. I think Cassie Lang goes, "What? Quantum people in the quantum realm?" And I just remember thinking to myself, I put my head in my hands, and I thought, this is some quantum bullshit.
Yeah. Well, I have some shit written down.
I mean, I have.
What did you rate it before
I'd
we
like-
go into
I'd-
anything?
Yeah, we'll do
just
a
out of curiosity.
go in. I'll
Out of 5.
Out of 5. All right.
Out of 5? Alright, I'll give it a... Leaving the cinema, probably around a 3.5. Looking back on it now, probably a 3.
Fair.
in total, having watched it twice.
You watched quANTuMAnia
You
twice.
saw it today.
I watched it this morning. I paid for a VIP ticket and everything.
20 quid.
I respect it.
Yeah, and I got 2 free buckets of popcorn and 2 free Cokes.
What a citizen
Did you go on your own or
journalist
did you
you
go
are.
with someone?
I went on my own.
I respect that.
I went at 1 o'clock in the day. There was still people there. I was annoyed. I would give it a 3.5.
Yeah, fair. I'm going to say mine before I say
Yeah.
it, 'cause
I think that's
yeah.
for the best.
yeah, I have a 3.5 as well. Kind of stayed around a 3.5. The way you came out of the cinema, I was shocked when I looked on Letterboxd and you gave it a 3.
I took that down.
What is it down to now?
2.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's coming out of the cinema. I was like, does it deserve a 3? Like, because I was like, I'm gonna be nice, because like, there is some stuff that's like really good, like really, really,
Yeah,
really
there's
good.
definitely some really good stuff in there.
But it is just coated in just shit, and it is so bad, and it is the most frustrating thing because you have these like really good moments, like just. And then it's gone.
So,
Joseph was non-verbal. He was so angry after we first left the cinema.
Like,
I was angry in the cinema as well, but not because of the fucking film.
You did a lot of huffing and puffing. I sat beside Joseph, I can confirm.
We had the first little bit of the cinema ruined by the tracksuit brigade.
Honestly, I'm like, I know we said it before, but I'm just gonna pay to go to IMAX from now on. Like, I can't deal with that anymore.
But you still deal with that.
I don't-
That's a completely separate topic,
Less
by the
so,
way.
but
yeah.
like, because I was fucking fuming. Like, you know that thing where you just snap, like have a small snap from reality. Imagine your anger, and then you realize
there
that
goes
didn't
gravity.
happen.
I was doing 8 miles. Doesn't matter.
No.
I think if people weren't ragging on Marvel movies and Marvel as much as they are now, if this came out, say, right before, if this came out in 2018 when the last Ant-Man movie came out, this would be looked upon much more favourably.
yeah,
Yeah,
because it's a lot better than the other Ant-Man movie.
It is.
It's the best Ant-Man movie.
I don't know about that.
I don't
think
like one that much.
I
After
like
the second or third showing, I'll tell you, but like, it's definitely better than 2.
yeah,
Undoubtedly.
I can say that.
Because
2 is the worst.
2 is just such a nothing movie.
Yeah.
I don't think 2's bad. It's just a nothing film. It's just mediocre.
Nothing you can say about it.
I think I know why everyone hates this so much. Besides you, you actually have genuine reasons.
Because it's so woke.
Actually, I don't think so. But sure.
It's probably the least.
Yeah, I would have
out of
said,
the
like,
Phase 4.
So
I'm gonna
they
count
didn't
Phase
go
4.
woke, but they might go broke.
It was a
Actually, no,
joke.
they're
It was a
making
joke.
money.
They're making a lot of money.
I think it's just a lot of people snapped of like Marvel's just kind of middling thing. Like Thor was kind of where some people started to snap, but this is where everyone seems to snap on. Just if it's not better than okay, it's shit.
Yeah.
I would argue that this is better than okay.
No, I would say so, but like to
it's-
some people, it's just kind of.
It's a perfectly fine popcorn movie.
This wouldn't be the movie.
I would agree
that'd
with
be
that.
like,
Yeah.
that's it. I disagree with anyone that's like, no, I'm done now, Marvel, because you've
if
definitely
you made it
not
through
this-
Thor, you're making it through.
Yeah, no, not
pull your
this
boots
movie.
up, like.
Not this movie.
Like even my sister came in to me today and was like, "Have you seen Ant-Man yet?" And I was like, "Yeah, I thought it was okay." And she was like, "Yeah, it wasn't great." Like.
Yeah, it's just
Who the fuck cares what your sister thinks?
No, but that's sorry. I mean to bring it up because I should have prefaced.
Sisters
like,
are very nice. I don't mean that.
She's not into comics. She's not big into the MCU. It's just she will go see whatever's the big film in the cinemas, kind of thing. So it's just kind of the average viewpoint on it, I guess.
In terms of the other Ant-Man films, it had their problem of kind of not great writing, and there wasn't a lot to it, but
there's some naff direction in that there is none.
I think there are some moments of brilliant direction in this. Like, there are a couple of scenes I'll get into in spoilers, I thought were very well done.
Now, do you think that's because it's down to directing, or is it because of someone's acting, or like...
No, I genuinely think it's a mesh of the two. But I think what this has over the other Ant-Man films is some really fun visuals, but like really solid acting as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like...
That's what I'm talking about when I'm like, there's some really good stuff in here.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so frustrating when you just look around the rest of the movie. And,
It's Kang, we mean Kang.
Yeah, it's Kang.
I was thinking of one or two other scenes, like
Michael Douglas and Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah, they're pretty great,
Like
but
Paul Rudd holds his own.
Yeah, Paul Rudd's always great.
Yeah.
What?
What?
Michelle Pfeiffer? Well, she's alright. Michael Douglas is not.
No,
good.
No, I agree.
I like.
Michael Doug. No.
I like.
Think
that
about
he's
the
just
thing.
gone a bit mad.
Well,
Think
in the
about
kind
the
of old
things he's
grandpa
had
way.
to deliver. Think about the lines he had to deliver. Think about the enthusiasm that man had to show for ants.
He's better than someone
Well,
else
well,
that I will bring up and I'll wait to talk about in
I
spoilers.
kind of want to get into performances. I don't think they should have recast Casey Lang.
Cassie.
God damn it.
You watch a 2-hour film
Casey.
where he's constantly shouting Cassie.
Cassie!
and stuff,
I
getting him right.
zoned out like
Um,
every 5.
She's not brilliant.
She's all. I like Catherine
No,
Newton.
I really.
Yeah, she's
Um,
good in like
Supernatural.
Supernatural
and
Society. She's
So-
really
she's
good.
really
in
good
this.
at Society.
She's
yeah.
not meant for superhero movies. Like anytime she's interacting with Jonathan Majors, it's not. She's so stale in comparison. Like I think I've hammered this point when I'm talking to Joseph. Like in the prison. No, I don't think I can say it. When they're interacting.
No,
she's
that's
just
a clip
kinda,
released online. You
Yeah,
can talk
she
about
just
that.
kind of like starts mouth breathing like.
What's wrong with
In
bringing
an
food
effort
out so people
to
have their
communicate
black
she's
noses?
scared.
No, but that.
Oh, I
she's
know what you mean.
personifying like she's hiding something. Did you not get that? Like that she might be hiding something from
No.
No, I think you're reading into that funny.
I don't know. I
Lawrence is there in the cinema. What are you hiding from me, Cassie Lang? Tell me. How do I grow and shrink? I want to know.
Oh,
I know
So-
you know.
It's obviously the pin particles and the suit. I know that.
Yes.
And I'm currently in development.
She doesn't use the pin particles in the suit in the comics. She can do it naturally.
oh yeah.
This is the fucking movie, Joe, not the comics. So
Hey, how about you shut up?
hey, Joe, I like.
Hey,
your
I'm
shirt.
not.
One thing.
I'm not wearing a shirt. I'm wearing a jumper.
One thing I think we can talk about in. Oh wait, no, sorry. You want to talk about?
I
performances.
didn't like her performance, and other than that, I think the rest of the Ant family were pretty solid.
The Ant family. That's what we're
Oh, I
calling
don't
it.
like that.
I like that
I
too.
think I
And-
took that off
Can-
Sunday movie, so I just want to shout out.
I don't remember.
The Ant boys and girls.
Yeah.
Most of them are women actually.
And Jonathan Majors is great.
Big Johnny M. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big JM.
Um,
He has to deliver some wild lines in this, and I think we can agree he's one of the greatest actors going right now.
Yeah.
He really puts in the work for this movie.
It's funny as well because to see him go from like Loki, like two very different characters, but like
The same.
yeah, you can see the similarities, but like I don't know, there's something about how he does it in this. It just feels a bit
More menacing.
It's a
not menacing. I was gonna say a little fake.
Really?
Yeah, in the way that kind of like regal way he kind of
the way he
carries
presents himself.
Yeah, it feels a bit
In a
just
very
a
genuine
little
way.
Off. No, it just feels a little off to me.
Do you mean the performance is off, or
I think it's how he's speaking.
that's my favorite part about it.
Yeah, fair.
I think, despite the fact that he has to be this ridiculous character, because Kang is a fundamentally stupid character.
Yeah.
Like the big blue head on him, where it looks like he's covered in glowing Vaseline.
Which fair fucks to them for finding out a way to do it and not do it at the same time.
Yeah,
Because he would have looked ridiculous with a regular blue face.
they do the big blue head with the purple shelling exactly as much as they need to for people to not complain.
Yeah.
So like, don't worry about it if you think it's going to look that. It does look ridiculous. Don't get me wrong, but it's not there the entire time.
Yeah, it's more treated like a mask than like his actual head.
I liked the subtle thing as well, because when he takes it off for the first time, when he's talking to Scott for the first time, it all goes and his eyes stay blue until he blinks. It was just a little thing.
I noticed
really
that,
liked.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that's pretty cool.
He has to deliver some absolutely wild lines, and if it wasn't for Jonathan Majors, everyone would have been walking out of this film thinking, boy, Kang sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I
Oh
agree.
boy, that old Kang doesn't do it for me.
I mean, the one thing that does make me think, yeah, he kind of sucks. How is he supposed to take on the Avengers? But like Ant-Man can just beat him. Like that's my oh yeah, shit. I'll move that to spoilers.
I would say that Kang in this movie isn't full power.
He only has a suit. Like he doesn't have his chair.
Yeah, and
Actually, yeah, no, that's
he doesn't have his big
spoiler.
floating lazy boy.
That's another spoiler.
I think that's fine. That's not.
I'll move it around.
Should we just do
Yours
spoilers?
is
This
just-
is-
now.
Before we go on to spoilers, I just wanted to talk about CG for a little bit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no. Go
What
on, this is
did
your
you
area of
want to
expertise.
say about that? Because
Mr. VFX.
So yeah, it looks flat, and now because that is what I'm doing, I know why, but I also get why they can't do it another way.
Why?
So it's definitely down to how they filmed it. Someone wasn't talking to someone on the VFX. It's like, this is what this is going to look like. It is definitely a last minute change thing, but it comes down to how the lighting reacts with them a lot. Like, I could just, that's what makes it look really fake. People are like, it's super flat, and I'm like, no, this is why it looks really bad.
Not gonna lie, I actually get what you mean about, like, it doesn't interact with, like, the people really well.
Yeah.
But I actually really liked
what
I saw.
It
like,
looks really good, especially when it's all CG, but, like, when they're bringing them into it, I think it also doesn't help. Like, there's a scene where there's two people who are meant to be massive, but you can't really tell until they move.
Yeah. And, like...
And it's just subtle things like that. Like, how out of focus it should be isn't right, I think, and stuff like that. Just like how the camera's supposed to react with something that's meant to be like a couple stories tall, but they just look like regular people on the blue screen.
I noticed that when, this isn't spoiler, when Giant Cassie gives Giant Scott a hug.
Yeah, it's not a spoiler because like they leaked the figure that
that's true.
Cassie Lang was going to turn big. So,
but
yeah, you. It takes a second. One of them has to say, "You're Giant," and I'm like, "Is she? Oh, she is. Okay."
Yeah, like, I don't know. I just really liked. I actually think one of the things that I have in here that I actually thought was really good is it did build a world.
Yeah, I really liked the people and stuff.
I would like to see more of the quantum realm.
Yeah,
like we will.
And I think that the CG and the map paintings really helped with that because it's very visually like engaging and like even though it doesn't interact with like the people really well, it's still just cool to look at all this stuff.
Yeah, when it's full CG, it's shit that I'd like to just put on in like a wallpaper or whatever, my TV kind of moving and shit, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
I hope the quantum realm takes off in a way that Pandora from Avatar never will.
Yeah.
Because I want James Cameron to literally eat his own heart out.
I also really like that there's very different... it's not like the same kind of environment the whole time. Like there's a city that kind of looks like Coruscant. There's a desert. There's fucking...
it's literally its own universe.
Yeah, like...
And you can tell that there's like... It's giving it a lot of credit, but there's a lot of implied like culture to it. Like
there's a lot of really well done world building with just how everything looks.
Yeah, and without really, the film doesn't drown you in it.
Yeah, like when we were in the cinema, Ellen leaned over to me and was like, "Do you not get Star Wars vibes off of this?"
Yeah.
And I think that is maybe
especially
if you're trying to build
scene,
if you're trying to build like a world. I think that if you're going for a standard, Star Wars is that standard.
It's a gold standard.
Like, because they have a world, and, like, it's so well done, and, like, if you're getting that vibe off of something, then, like, that's something to be proud of, so I really liked that in it anyway.
If you're worried about if this is the kind of thing you're into, Marvel things, and I'd imagine it is if you're listening to this, again, without drowning you in it, the film really... kind of simplifies the idea of what's going on with Kang.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to have watched Loki or anything, and you get a vibe of what's happening going forward.
You can go into this not having watched the last 10 years of the MCU and still get what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
One of the first movies
in a while to do that.
Yeah, which is wild considered how much it is based on what has come before.
Yeah. Should we do spoilers now?
Let's dive into spoilers. So,
sucked.
what'd you say?
MODOK's not
You're wrong. You're just
wrong. What the fuck? What the hell's wrong with you?
Okay.
MODOK was great.
MODOK was like one of the best things about that.
I definitely liked.
I loved
parts
MODOK
of it, but I don't know if it's down to the face. It just.
I loved the
I
face.
think
It's that thing of
just big and stretched out, weird ball head.
It's the uncanny valley, but it's not, and it's.
I'm gonna ask you two a question. Do you like MODOK because it's funny, or do you like MODOK because it's good?
both.
I think it's good because it's funny. And I think that's exactly what they're going
So
for.
you like it because it's funny.
Like MODOK's doing what he's supposed to be doing. A bit of comic relief. It's actually funny comic relief.
Exactly.
I don't think that it's meant to be funny in
What?
the place that you find funny.
What?
No. I think
You can't make MODOK and have him look that deliberately ridiculous without, you know... That's what they're going for. He's a comedy character.
I just think it was
funny,
cringy when...
Most people will find him funny, I think, personally.
What exactly did you find cringy?
Just everything.
That's not an answer.
All right.
Is it his like whole thing of what am I supposed to do? Don't be a dick, which I did find don't be a dick line to be funny.
I disagree with you. That's awful.
I find that's fine.
At the end bit, I did not like any of that. It was like, don't be a dick. Like, oh god damn it, he's gonna have his own like redeeming scene.
I don't like how it ends, but I like kind of that.
That is my big problem with MODOK, because I guess we're starting off with MODOK because we need to start off somewhere. But that's my big problem with him. He should have been a recurring villain who just didn't learn his lesson, because he has a whole redemption arc. It's
just so cringy. Because it's super weird as well to see him go from like straight psychopath in the first Ant-Man film to this just kind of goofy side character.
Oh yeah, but MODOK is Darren Cross, Yellow Jacket, after he got shrunk down to the quantum realm. They do a flashback to it, and you realise quite how violent his death is, because he gets shrunk into his armor, but not all at the same time. So like his arm shrinks first, so it kind of sort of explains why his head is so big.
But then it doesn't explain why he just has a baby's body.
No,
because I guess it does, but I mean it's like the way he dies in the first Ant-Man. I'd expect him to be way more mangled, not a perfect like child's body on this enormous head.
But he's recreated.
Also,
was he?
Yeah,
okay. Then I missed that.
Also, it's an Ant-Man movie. Get the hell over it. They're in the quantum realm. Kick rocks, man.
I did laugh at one particular bit with him though, and it's just him getting annoyed at Scott, and he just flails his arms and just goes scat. And I thought that was the funniest bit in the movie.
It was a really.
I was zoned out for that because of the fucking guys in front of us.
Oh yeah. Well,
I was really concerned when I found out that this character was going to be playing MODOK, and I was like, oh, can he pull that off? He's really funny.
He does a good job. He does a really good job.
It's a really good performance.
Corey Stoll should come back as MODOK.
He can't, but sure. He died in Avenger.
He's coming back. No, he has to come back. That can't be the last of MODOK. I guess I'm an Avenger now.
How would he come? I mean, he's MODOK.
Multiverse.
He could figure out how to get out of the quantum realm.
You said something that I agreed with. It was his whole death scene, which I don't know why, but it just reminded me of the end of Deadpool 2.
In that it's dragged out.
Yes. But you said it as like they should have had one or the other line of I always thought of you and me as brothers, or I died an Avenger.
It would have had more kick to it, and it would have been just funnier. But having rewatched the film, that moment is a lot shorter than we think it is. It's maybe about 30 seconds.
Does that maybe not tell you that it's really, really, really bad?
No, because we were all so invested in MODOK, we were hanging on his every word.
Yeah.
Or I was just wishing it would end quicker.
I was just wishing you would end quicker.
I agree with you.
No.
Honestly, if we could replace Joseph with Corey Stoll, I would.
He's meant to be very nice.
Exactly.
He was in Boardwalk Empire.
He's probably nicer than me. Anyway, so one of the things I have. Oh wait, were you going to say something?
It was just about the end, but I'll leave it to the end.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense. Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. End for end.
Anytime now.
Oh wait, no. Can we talk about Bill Murray? Because it'll only take 5 minutes.
Why was he in the?
He doesn't need to be. It's a weird paycheck thing.
I guess he wanted to buy another lighthouse.
Like,
how many lighthouses did Bill Murray have?
A few.
You could replace him with literally anyone, and it wouldn't change it in any way. I know you could say that about a lot of things in the MCU, but it just feels super weird to get Bill Murray in for like a 5-minute cameo.
You could replace him with a CG nothing character, and it would make as much sense.
Or replace him with, I can't remember what your man's name is, but the guy who can read minds. I really like him in everything I've seen him in.
Michael.
Just replace him with him.
William Harper Jackson. I thought he was going to be someone.
People thought he was going to be Quasar.
Oh, that would have been cool. That would have been cool. He's one of the main characters in The Good Place. He plays Chidi. He's really funny. He's a really charming actor.
He's really good.
I don't know why he was in this. Maybe they plan on doing a sitcom set in the quantum realm.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of stuff there that, because there were a lot of reshoots for this, and I feel like it was kind of cutting out a lot of that stuff.
Oh, like Rintrah in Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
We should explain Bill Murray's character. He was
he's Jabba the Hutt, basically.
Kind of.
He fills the same purpose.
He's an aristocrat in like the Kang monarchy. Like he holds a position of power. He's a lord, but he used to be a freedom fighter. And so he just sold out in the time since Janet Van Dyne left the Quantum Realm because apparently she was a rebel.
And Bill Murray sold out for this role.
Yeah, Bill Murray sold out for this.
Kevin Feige's very persuasive.
Nice.
That's a line in the movie.
I have a thing written here. Why was he in the marketing? Because like,
why not leave it as like a big surprise thing?
I think it would have been a cool like Matt Damon and Interstellar type of situation if he just showed up. I think people would have lost their minds at that. Yeah, and I think that would have been way better.
I think because it had been leaked, and I'm pretty sure he had just confirmed it at one point that they were like, we kind of have to now, kind of thing.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a surprise to anyone who cared.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bill Murray's in it, and I mean, I hope he keeps those lights on by the harbor. He's just letting ships crash purposely.
But, yeah.
I have some written down, and all of the stuff that I've written down, I wrote down immediately after I left the movie. Not like immediately, but within an hour.
Yeah, do you want to rant on what you hate? Because I'm very curious.
I hate the way they fake out on killing characters. Feels like there are no stakes in the movie. And I find it's very similar to like Rise of Skywalker, which is another movie.
What
specific moments are you talking about though?
I can't remember which one I'm talking about, but I think it's at the end of the movie where they just
is it the fight at the
Scott
end?
and Hope?
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, they're gone.
So
they're back.
I do have an answer for this. That is a reshoot. Like the whole ending was shot a month beforehand. And the way it's shot in particular, because you notice the two of them standing over and it's like, oh, we beat Kang, and the portal opens up in the back.
Yeah.
That very obviously isn't shot for that to happen. They're meant to be stuck there, but I think someone realised after they had finished filming and everything, oh, this is ending the exact same way as the second Ant-Man. We can't do that again.
But they should have.
They should. I agree. One of them should have died or stayed stuck in the quantum realm.
I wanted Scott to die.
Yeah.
Not because I don't like Scott.
I would.
That's how much he didn't like the movie. He was actively rooting for the protagonist to die.
I said this going in. I thought he was going to die, and I would have been really upset by it. But it would have made it a better film, and definitely shown the stakes of what Kang can do.
Because the way he, it was just when Thanos starts like beating up Hulk.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay, right. That happened in this movie, but nothing really. It didn't mean anything.
He doesn't beat him in a fight by using his powers in a really good way. He just beats him in hand to hand.
He just uses those Creed 3 fists,
yeah, but it just annoyed me that they were then like, yeah, we won.
I kind of like the idea that it also it showed Kang as I was about to say Thang. It showed Thang.
He showed all that Thang.
All that Thang. It showed Kang as an actual physical threat, divorced from his intelligence and his technology.
You just needed to show him shirtless.
Yeah, it showed...
Not even shirtless, just an arm.
Well, they did.
Oh, and that was enough.
That got my motor running.
Okay. Lawrence just quiet for the past 5 minutes.
Honestly, I had to say something.
Yeah, but... I don't know. I liked the end, the knockdown, drag out fight. Just
I like the idea of it, but
yeah, it could have been better. Yeah. But the guy who checked our tickets in the cinema, he also said, "Oh, this has big Endgame vibes."
That really annoyed me.
So I don't know if he was trolling us or
because if someone had died, I would have complained.
I actually would have been straight
when
away.
the ads were on, we were all like, "So Scott Lang is dying, right?"
Yeah.
So maybe that had some sort of effect on how you saw the end of the film. Possibly?
No, because I kind of knew from I just knew from the vibe of the movie that he wasn't gonna die. I was just like, he's not gonna die. He might get stuck there, and I'd be more fine with that. But I wish he fucking died.
I think most of the comedy came from reshoots because it does feel like two totally separate films at times.
It wasn't that funny. I will say it wasn't that funny.
But you know what I mean? It is that kind of forced MCU humour, and especially with how Peyton Reed talks about how he wanted to do a much bigger film, I definitely think, there was always going to be comedy, but it feels like a lot of the reshoots were to add comedy back in.
I wouldn't say this is a comedy movie first in the way that the other Ant-Man films pretend to be.
But especially with the loss of Michael Pena.
Yeah,
what happened to him?
They just didn't bring him back in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Apparently, he does mention one of that group. Hopefully not T.I.'s character. But, yeah, I never noticed that.
David Dasmalchian, who plays the Eastern European guy in Michael Peña's gang, he plays the little goo guy.
Oh, does he actually?
Yeah, because I guess he just has a good agent because he's in everything.
Yeah.
He was Polka Dot Man and everything.
Yeah.
He's in the CW.
Yeah.
Stop talking.
Who was he in the CW? I don't care.
He's
No, don't tell me. I don't care.
like Cam,
No,
he's
stop
from the future.
talking. He's Brainiac 5, is he?
No,
Okay,
I can't
well,
remember who he plays. I can't remember the name of the character.
I found this film, what I like about it a lot more than the other films is it felt very genuine.
Really?
Yeah,
Like a lot of it, there's kind of like a smirkiness, I think is the word for, I know it's not a word, but is how you could describe a lot of the humor, especially in other Marvel films.
there's a lot more heart in this than like Ant-Man and the Wasp.
There's an attitude in a lot of the writing that, like, oh, aren't we all too cool for this? Like, in the jokes, like, the Marvel humor.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
And
yeah.
this just felt like there was something just wholesome about it. Like, we're doing an Ant-Man movie, and Peyton Reed got to do the movie he wanted. And I don't even like Peyton Reed as a director, but I'm glad that this worked out well.
He did one of the best episodes of The Mandalorian.
No, he didn't.
Which episode?
Finale of season 2.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
I think it's good because Luke Skywalker's in it, not because of the direction.
that's maybe... No, that whole scene is really good. Outside of it being Luke.
Can I
Like,
talk?
if that was Plo Koon, it would still just be as cool.
Can I talk about
like-
how awful Scott Lang's family is?
Uh,
They are from the beginning. They're
Yes.
so toxic. Okay, so one of the first scenes, he's picking up his daughter from jail, and he's giving out to her, and she's being real snotty, like, I was only in jail because I was in a peaceful protest. You still got arrested and like assault and like were vandalizing police vehicles. So like maybe shut the fuck up and take the free ride home. And the Wasp is in the front of the car, like, hey, how about you shut up, Scott? What about a united front?
Like,
What? That is not how you parent. You don't undermine his parenting.
It was the dinner table thing as well, which feels especially weird because, like, I get it if, like, her ma was dead, but she's not.
Yeah, it seems like Scott Lang, his daughter, and the Pym Van Dyne family have become one family unit. And, Scott Lang's ex-wife and her partner, they're just cut out of the film, like, wholly.
Yeah.
I think she's name-dropped a couple of times, but it's to the point where Cassie Lang is even calling Hank Pym grandpa and all.
yeah,
that makes no sense.
That's something that threw me off.
I think I turned to you,
Yeah,
Lawrence, during the
yeah.
film, and I was like, am I missing something? Like,
Weird.
she would barely know these people. She'd be like living with them for maybe 3 years. And there seems to be a massive communication problem between the mother and the daughter, Hope and Janet, because despite the fact that she's years out of the quantum realm, she's still not talking about it. And then you begin to see why she's not being very open, because her husband enters the room and all he talks about is ants. For the entire movie, all he talks about is ants. He's clearly gone, like, he's losing it. And here, I have a note written down. 1 second there. Hank feels the same way about ants as Charlie from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia does about rats.
He's not wrong.
Maybe if he stopped talking about ants, his wife would open up to him at least a little bit.
I like how they've gone with, yeah, Hank's meant to go mad in some way, and they've kind of made it lighter, because it wouldn't... While I would like to see him go that kind of mad in the MCU...
Beat up his wife.
Not that part,
Jesus
but, like...
Christ.
That does happen, though.
Does
Yeah,
it?
like the whole,
Yeah.
like...
Damn.
Oh, do you not know about
I
that?
do not
I thought
know
you were
that
making a
Hank
joke.
beats
He's
his wife.
It's like the most well-known, I guess, spousal abuse in comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the first by a long shot, but he got in
You think
trouble
Reed
for it.
Richards?
Yeah,
Which happens like twice, once of which I'm pretty sure is
it
the
it
Ultimates.
happens. No, that you're thinking of Hank Pym. Reed Richards does it a fair bit in the comics.
Okay, fair.
Like, he's always slapping Susan Storm around.
Jesus.
But Hank Pym in the comics, he was a schizophrenic,
Yeah. Which
Like-
is why he creates Yellow Jacket.
and this is in the 70s. Like, this is before people, like, it was written from the perspective of he's having a mental breakdown, and
Plug.
he accidentally hits his wife, and that's kind of is his character for the next, and that's why he's not in the movie.
Jesus.
That's why he's not the main guy in the movie. Because people would demand he beats up his wife in the movie. We want to see it happen. Or you're being too woke.
All the Snyder fans unite.
Yeah, he's crazy in this movie. All he talks about is ants. And the big cavalry that show up in the end, like the lads with the horses in Lord of the Rings.
Wow.
Where the sun opens up.
Most people in Lord of the Rings.
And it's Michael Douglas on his ants. And he's like, look at my ants. They're so advanced. Shut up about your ants, man.
I told you, honey, the ants would come through. Now look at me.
He's so weird in this movie.
The only reason that's not a Deus Ex Machina is because they're like, for 10 seconds he explains what's happened to them.
And what a wild thing. Okay, so the ants, there's also a weird tech ant farm. Because ants, that gets shrunken in when they're all dragged into the quantum realm. Michael Douglas explains that they went through a time dilation.
Which is something they have brought up before. That's not
in fairness, they have. And the ants have become a tech society that have lived for thousands of years. And now they have come to save their god, Michael Douglas.
Sorry, I forget. They did get Woko Brook. They start talking. He starts like rambling about socialism or something.
I thought that was a really funny line. He says,
"Oh no, I did too."
He says
socialism is a hot topic.
Yeah.
He says, "I know socialism is a very charged word,"
Yeah.
and then they're like, "Shut the fuck up, Hank! Stop talking about
that
ants."
was pretty funny.
There's no reason that him and the ants should have been late to the battle. I'm just gonna say it. He was having sex with those ants.
Yeah.
All right.
Bringing up the ants more. I hated it. I
it's dumb.
hated the effect it had on the movie.
Oh, okay.
It is an Ant-Man movie, in fairness.
Yeah. Ant-Man. Like, it just... Like,
There was a million mans.
like,
There was almost zero ants until that point.
I just need-
man, no ants.
Like, I also hated that it made the best character, Kang, say a cringy line. It just...
What was the line?
That was. I think he did a good job delivering that.
Oh, he did. But why did he have to say it?
Hang on, what's the line?
He said, "You talk to ants."
I
Remember, he just screams that.
Yeah, okay.
I have the exact line. You think you could defeat me? I am a conqueror. I am Kang. Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah.
And you talk to ants. I really like that line.
No, I don't.
I think
like
he
that.
almost pulls it off. It's not bad, but it's not.
The passion he delivers that
Yeah.
line with, by the way, like no other actor would have the confidence to do that.
I think give it 10 years, he'll be the next Denzel.
Imagine like Brolin. You talk to ants.
Yeah,
I think he could also pull it off.
Actually,
To be fair.
Thanos would have to have the little side smirk as he says it.
Yeah.
Thanos doesn't have the gusto.
I think he'd deliver it the same way as like.
He'd do the
I am
Pixar
inevitable.
face. You talk to ants.
You talk to ants.
It's also quite funny. After he says that, he gets absolutely murked by a bunch of ants.
Yeah, which is also something I hate.
Yeah.
Which I've learned today is not the first time this just happens.
No, it happens in the comics and it happens in the cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
Kang is such a...
Wait, is that not cockroaches?
Yeah,
it is. Shut up, Matthew.
Still,
We watched that before we came over.
I
Okay,
can't
that's what-
think
In
of
the
it.
Earth's Mightiest Heroes cartoon, which is
It's
balling.
season 2, isn't it?
What?
Is that not season 2?
No, season 1.
Oh.
If you want to chill out and you've had a couple of beers and you want to watch a cartoon, Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Yeah, I rewatched it like last year. It was great.
Yeah, I was getting them to watch it. Kang is also an absolute dummy in that. He's getting murked by everyone.
Yeah.
And eventually the Council of Kang has to show up and wipe his ass for him.
Oh, yeah.
In that?
We
That-
didn't get
that's-
that bit.
We watched up to the second episode. In the third episode, he's in the prison and they're like, you absolute weenie. Like,
They explain why he's an imposing villain without actually showing it a lot of the time. I think a lot of it's down to the performance.
From Jonathan Major.
Yeah. Because, like, it's like, oh, he's this conqueror and shit, and he's done all these bad things, and then you see some of the flashes. But, like, what does he actually do in the film where it's like,
I
he's
do
going to
wanna
fuck
see
up the
him.
Avengers?
I do want to see him, like... I just wanted to see... I wanted to see him doing some, like, Thanos level of where he just kills someone.
Yeah, because I think a lot
that
of
will
it is,
happen.
like,
Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, I think a lot of it comes from, like, how effortless it should be for him.
Yeah.
But it's not in this.
I mean...
Yeah, there are moments where he kind of pulls it off, like in the prison, Or when
Yeah.
it's so funny. There's a moment in the prison where he's talking to Scott, and MODOK chirps in to say something,
Oh yeah.
and Kang just goes, "Do not speak." And I thought he was going to say, I thought he was going to say, "Do not speak unless you're spoken to," and he just says, "Do not speak when I'm in the room."
Yeah.
I swear, MODOK, I can't with you today.
Like another thing I've just realized, like when he's getting pushed by all the ants and he has the big bubble up, he just fly up.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
This is some.
MODOK is on top of him as well.
No,
he's
comes
on his
a bit
back.
later.
Yeah, that's like a minute later or whatever.
They're ants.
Like
There's flying ants as well.
Yeah, I know.
His ego got the best of him. Look, we can't ignore the fact that this did what no other show or comic has ever done, or anything's ever done. It made Kang cool. Kang's never been cool. He's never going to be cool after this. This did the impossible.
Okay, so we've seen a lot of, especially because of the post credits, a lot of different versions of Kang. But out of the two main ones that we've seen so far, Loki and this, which one do you prefer?
I prefer this one.
I actually don't know. I think I prefer the first one because
I kind of prefer the one who remains.
He's more witty. He's a bit more mysterious.
Not because he's witty. I just think it's not different, and that's why I like it. I think it's just better.
Okay.
But it's not what I prefer, if that makes sense.
I would rather have a drink with the one with He Who Remains.
Yeah.
But I would much rather.
I bet he's very charming.
Yeah.
I would much rather that Kang just stayed in the MCU.
Yeah, that was kind of what I also had a huge problem with. I was like, oh, I'm getting invested into this version of Kang, and then he's just fucked up by the end, and it's going to be another version of Kang.
I will say, of the other Kangs they had in the post credits, the main three, there was an entire stadium. 95% of them were just screaming lunatics for no reason.
One of them has lizard heads or something, right?
But the main three were Immortus, who's a big lizard man. It's not going to be him because he's ridiculous. Centurion, it's not going to be him because he looks ridiculous. He looks too much like High Evolutionary and he's ridiculous. Oh, yeah. And it's not going to be Ramatut.
For obvious reasons.
Jesus Christ.
It is going to be another version. Like, what I think is going to happen is it's just going to be the same Kang who just didn't get stuck in the quantum realm.
We don't know that he died at the end of this stuff.
The theory, I don't remember where I got this from. It might have been Sunday Movies or it might have been on other channels watching. The theory might be he got shot back in time.
I told you this. The theory was mine, and I told you like an hour and a half ago.
He got shot back in time to when Loki season 2 probably mainly takes place in the 1930s or 20s.
Yeah, there's set photos of them at like Mackey's in the 80s.
Well, that's secret.
Yeah, in the 1920s or 30s. Ye olde McDonald's.
E-I-E-I.
E-I-E-I.
Oh. This is the thing that's always happening with Kang. He gets shot back in time and he has amnesia. We don't know. So this Victor Timely guy, he's a Kang, but not at any point a Kang would just exist because Kang's from the 31st century.
Do you think he's going to be the main Kang of season 2 of Loki?
No.
I think he will be the main Kang of Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, and I think he's the main Kang from Ant-Man and the Wasp. At the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp, our current Kang, God, this is confusing, we don't know if he dies, but he gets sucked into the time-space engine.
Yeah.
They could do anything with that.
I suppose. I did kind of just take it as he's fucking dead.
I don't think he's dead.
Also, I don't think...
I'd prefer if he wasn't, but like...
What's Kang's name in Loki at the finale?
He Who Remains.
He Who Remains and Kang the Conqueror. I think they're two completely different people. I don't think...
It's not an offshoot, like?
I don't think, like, one becomes the other, or the other becomes the other.
Yeah, that was a theory we played around with. So...
Oh, like, one of them is, like, the past self of the other?
As it stands, in the first Loki, there was a big war between Kangs. They started off peacefully coexisting and having a council. Then...
Like the Council of Reeds or Ricks.
No, the Council of Reeds or Ricks is like Kang. I actually don't know which came first, Councillor Reed or Councillor Kang. Doesn't matter. Anyway,
Kang.
So before Loki, there was a council of Kangs, and eventually a war started between them. He Who Remains won, and he made the sacred timeline. He gets murked by the Lokis. then it all
No scoped.
yeah, no scoped in the chest with a knife, with his apple, thinking he's hot shit. Miss Minutes like, oh no, but then, so time sort of gets reset or restructured, whatever, because he's dead and no more sacred timeline. So there's a council of Kangs again. We think the Kang from Ant-Man and the Wasp is the one that initiated the war, and that's why he was exiled.
Okay, I follow it, but I don't think that's what's happening.
What do you think's happening?
So, yeah, I think everything that came before that War of Kangs or whatever, that's fully in the past. Like, that's not something...
Yeah, I think I'm with you.
We're on the same page.
Well,
I think.
it happened.
So, no. So what I'm saying is, yes, that happened, and then we had the one who remains, and then he gets killed at the end. But everything else to do with Kang afterwards is totally new and hasn't happened before.
But he's seen everything.
No, that's what I'm saying. Does he not mention about he doesn't know?
He says,
after
I've
he gets
skipped
killed?
to the end. I know how this all ends.
But, like...
Yeah, but he talks about it in terms
his
of like a
past
cyclical thing.
Was that, and what we're seeing is not what has happened to him.
I think we're giving the writers in the MCU a lot of credit for having the kind of synergy.
They definitely don't.
But
know what they're doing.
they're winging it to some extent. But I
I
think
think Feige has an idea. It's like yes or no.
I think
Reshoot it all.
okay.
New movie.
It seems as if
We're gonna cancel this like Batgirl.
Feige Dynasty.
I think we're ignoring the fact that so far only one Kang goes by the name of Kang.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, no,
There's-
you're right.
There's He Who Remains, Kang, Ramatut. Jesus Christ.
Does He Who Remains ever mention what his actual name is?
No, he just says the Conqueror.
Oh, okay.
And
Or like,
I've been
a jerk.
called a couple other things.
If you notice it, when he says the Conqueror, he kind of does the same voice he does in Ant-Man, as if he's doing an impression of himself.
It's very Trevor Slattery in Iron Man 3.
Oh yeah, that's very good. I think Kang Dynasty will be him coming back, or the Kang we've just watched, and fighting the other Kangs.
Okay, we looked up at one point, separate to Kang Dynasty, what a dynasty is. I think it was because we were watching
A dynasty is it's a
royal line.
yeah, so it's not their family, it is just those with the crown.
Okay, yeah. And you think it's going to be a war over the crown, basically.
Yeah, because this Kang wants to. He knows that multiple timelines end up in chaos and incursions, also a Secret Wars thing. So he wants to.
And we've already seen an incursion in Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, so it's all coming together. So he wants to adopt a He Who Remains type role,
Okay.
and manage time. He wants to become Lord of Time, but with a shittier attitude.
And that's why you think it's the past version of He Who Remains?
we think.
No, I don't think it's the past version. I think it's time repeating itself in a different way.
Okay.
Yeah, this is what I thought you were saying, that it's like reordered time complete, but no, I do think that it is just like a circle of like it's just gonna keep repeating.
Everyone has the same goal.
And he does say that in the show. If you kill me and you don't take up my position, then another me will just become the next He Who Remains.
So I think you actually are thinking the same thing we're thinking,
Yeah,
but you
just
can't
totally
like they are different people.
Yeah.
But in the end they'll just become
Broad strokes, the same thing happens.
Yeah,
Okay.
like
That could
I
be
mean-
that could be what happens in Loki season 2, because there's a Kang who's running the TVA.
Oh, yeah.
that's gonna be I'm very excited for Loki season 2.
End
That
of the
this summer?
year.
Yeah.
Oh, is it not?
No, yeah, you were wrong.
You
It's
were
like
wrong.
this summer.
Is it not? Oh,
Jacques Hughes.
But, yeah,
We looked it up. It's confirmed this summer.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, it looks
Loki's
really
so good.
The thoughts
Killing
there, I'm
me,
just trying to grab
guys.
it back. Yeah, no. So my whole thing was, he at one point shows the exact same thing from Loki, the timeline splitting.
Yeah.
But he shows a second larger one on top of that as well, which makes me think, okay, so there are two main timelines that we're running, one with him and one with the one who remains.
No.
And that we're seeing.
Are you
them as
talking about the
like-
one and then he shows the circle?
Yeah, no. He shows one and then he shows another one that is also splitting.
I think that's just a demonstration of universes instead of like because in
because they've confirmed that different universes are different timelines.
Yeah, I know that, but like
which I thought were the branches. That's
the branch. The
they're
branches.
the dimensions.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's
so there's not two massive rings. It's just all a branch.
I actually
so now when I see the second one, that makes me think, okay.
So someone took one of these branches and just built a new thing.
Yeah. So there was a completely other timeline that wasn't connected to this branch.
Yeah.
Which makes me think. Okay. So what I'm saying is he shows two. Basically, think of them as like two. So there's two main timelines, right? Okay, that's one timeline.
He's using a visual aid,
which is just a.
It's a circle.
Yeah, which is just a circle. So there's one, and he shows another one on top of that, but they still branch, and that's the alternate universes. But what I'm saying is, he shows a second one, which was a second main timeline that had no connection to the branches of the other one.
I disagree. I think the circle was to represent that it's always going to be cyclical. You get what I mean?
But why show two?
Because it was just a visual aid. Like, I think you're taking it a bit too literally.
I think it could be interesting if there was just a whole other timeline. I do actually think that they won't do anything with it.
No, they won't. I'm just saying this is my theory.
And yeah, no, it doesn't matter. This is all just we're diving into like things that none of the writers have even come close to thinking of.
Yeah.
That sounds snotty. None of them have bothered
10
with.
steps ahead, Marvel.
Yeah. Catch up, Kevin.
Hold on. What if, because we've seen now them break the fourth wall in the MCU, what if that other circle was the one She-Hulk goes into and Big Kev's a robot?
Okay, I'd actually, that would be funny if they brought that.
Like one of the, like the other timeline is our universe.
Kev who remains.
The Kev who remains.
Okay, I have one more problem with the movie, and I only realized this today.
Only one?
One more.
I was expecting a lot more shit. I don't lie.
I still don't think it's great, but anyway, like, how do they have nanotech in the quantum?
Shut up.
Which part is that? Shut up. Hey, hold on.
Because it shrank. Because it shrank.
It's quantum nanotech.
So
who has quantum?
So they go into the quantum realm, yeah, and then suddenly they have nanotech helmets.
They've always had nanotech helmets.
So how do they have that in the quantum realm where
because the nanotech shrank?
Yeah. You are being just
no,
you're being a pedant now. Come on.
No.
As you say yourself, you're being pedantic.
Also, that's not nanotech.
What
the helmet isn't. Actually, the suits might be now.
Yeah, this is.
I think they are nanotech.
It's just
the helmets originally weren't, but in this film they make it out to be like it's just a little tab thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Which I also don't like. I don't like the suits.
The helmet pin particles up to fit over the head and then down to retract.
No, I always thought that was a mechanical thing.
Well, yeah, it's mechanical, but like.
No, but there's no PIM particles.
No, because they couldn't fit down that small.
Most of the Iron Man suits you couldn't fit a human in, but like that was pre it being nanotech. Like what I'm saying is,
but no, they're physically large enough. Like it wouldn't be able to fold up that way. Like what about the glass in the helmet?
I think there is some mechanical elements, and then it shrinks
does
everything
not.
back
This
down.
does not matter.
No.
That's like when. That's like we
how
might
does
as well.
Buzz Lightyear's helmet work in the
Shut
live
up.
action thing? It shouldn't. It should just be in his chest.
Well, how
It's
does
the same thing?
how are
car
they,
windows work, Matthew? Nobody knows.
How does he not immediately pass
I
out when he
used to not
grows?
be able to figure that out as a kid.
Where do the windows go?
Why doesn't he shrink through the earth when he shrinks?
That's a good
Because
point.
no, it's not. Who cares? It's a movie about a man in a costume.
No, in the first one it does make.
No, it doesn't, because if he weighed that much and if he was that small, that amount of weight pinpointed on one place, he'd just go straight down.
Yeah, you would just go into the atom that's closest.
The
You'd
same
also
reason
kill people the way he's punches
if he had
people.
if he had a shrunk down police car in his pocket, that would like weigh him to the ground.
The same way he's carrying around a tank in the first one.
That's something
Yeah.
that really annoys me when he goes like big. If he was punching with the same force
he'd
that
float.
he had, he would just, it would do nothing. It would just be like,
Also, why?
I think
why
if
is
you're
it
at
when
the
he gets
point where
big-
you're picking those holes, you're ignoring the spirit of the movie.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
So,
I
like,
totally am. But
why
that's
can't he
just fun to
take
do.
a bunch of like laser fire and shit that just evaporates a normal person? But because he's just grown a little bit in the quantum realm and just
I thought
regularly.
that was a bit.
So
Like-
The way I think about it is because Hank Pym explains how they work in the first film. He doesn't actually know. Is my theory
okay,
because
yeah,
the
I'm
way
not-
he
That's
explains
hilarious.
It, no,
I love that.
Because the way he explains it it doesn't even make sense within the first film.
I don't know. I just like ants. I just found this.
Like, what is
I
it?
just found this particle.
He explains it as it shortens the distance between atoms.
Yeah.
Right. So it would everything would stay the same, or not necessarily stay the same weight, but like
everything remains the same weight and mass, but it changes
Yeah.
density. So then, if you had like your phone, it would weigh the same, but if it was tiny, it would still weigh the same in your hand, but it would just be a single spot. So, yeah.
Yeah. So Hank Pym doesn't actually know how.
I'm willing to accept that.
Yeah.
Because
I think that's really funny.
yeah, I feel
I
like
didn't come up with that. I can't remember where I found it from, but like, yeah.
that's a lot better than that fixes a lot of stuff for me.
Oh yeah, no.
So this is just a totally random question. You know when Kang has his, has his lasers,
Yeah.
and he's burning people out of time, right? Because as soon as the laser hits them, they just vanish.
I didn't think about it.
Is this like TVA stuff in like Loki?
I guess,
didn't
yeah.
think about
Okay,
that,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Even
how
then
does
that shows that's not how that works.
how does the quantum realm work in terms of timelines and universes?
It doesn't because it's outside of time.
Yeah, okay.
It's
So
its
there's
own
like
universe.
there's the quantum realm, then above that is every timeline and every universe,
Yes.
and then above that is presumably where
That
Valhalla
space
and
where
shit.
He Who Remains is.
yeah, he who remains, like presumably death in the living tribunal. They're called the macroverse and the microverse in the comics, but they couldn't use the words microverse because Hasbro owns the rights.
Oh yeah.
Well, do we have anything else to say on that one? Or?
Honestly, I'm still in the back of my mind. I'm just trying to figure out how the universes work in Marvel.
I really liked that scene in the probability storm and how like
That was very well done.
that every Ant-Man and Hope became one over one goal. I just thought that
That was cool. Didn't really make sense, but it was cool.
No, no, but I mean it does if like they all are just like
No.
yeah, what? No?
No, because every choice that you make makes a new one.
I-
And if you're
okay, yeah,
visualizing...
it
But
doesn't-
they would all
okay,
choose
look.
to take each other's hands.
I know
man.
it doesn't make sense, but I like it. It works on an
It
emotional
works
level.
in like a thematic sense, but if like you're showing visually every choice and every diversion from
There
you
would
that
be
could
an
have been,
alternative, no.
it would even if you all go back to the same goal, there would still be
Two.
all of you,
Oh, okay.
like, and it would just be
Yeah, I know you also don't like the Baskin Robbins Scott that appears in that, or at least how many times he appears.
He does make way too many
I just
appearances.
don't get why.
I just thought it was funny.
Why would he ever end up in the quantum
Oh
realm?
yeah,
'Cause
when,
there's
when does Baskin
Yeah,
Robbins?
I think it's
Scott
showing
Lang-
all of his future choices, but all of his past choices as well.
That's
No.
dumb.
So
No.
that's how I took
Well,
that as.
No, because the split starts as soon as he steps in there.
Yeah, but even though its own logic doesn't make sense, so it's like
what logic doesn't make sense?
what you just explained there.
About them coming
Oh,
back
okay,
together.
Yeah. So like,
okay,
if it doesn't make sense,
I know.
That's how I just
know.
saw it, and I'm like-
I know what it
Joe's
is.
figured
I have
it all out.
solved it. So MODOK says it's a probability storm. The storm ended.
What are you saying?
He said it's a probability storm. Like,
I get where Joe's coming from. The storm just ended.
yeah, it's a storm. It's just a thing that comes and goes.
Maybe.
I will accept
That makes just as much sense as anything else in this fucking movie. Like, all right.
I'm too
Yeah,
tired to keep
I'll
thinking
I'll
about
accept
this.
that. I just
If you
Yeah,
want to watch it and not scream internally,
yeah, okay.
get
right,
MODOK head.
Cool. Yeah.
Don't become Neil deGrasse Tyson.
So yeah.
Well, actually, when you calculate the weight of Thor's hammer, shut up, Neil deGrasse Tyson. We'll all fight you.
So
He's meant to be very nice. I don't know what I'm doing.
so is that concluding our Ant-Man review?
Yeah.
What would everybody rate it out of 5 now?
Oh, you already.
Yeah,
Oh,
3. Still 3. Or 3.5, sorry.
Yeah. 3.5 ants out of 5 ants. Out of 3.5 ants out of 5 men.
Okay, I'd probably give it 2.5. Maybe I was just really angry at the people not dying,
Yeah.
or no
Yeah,
stakes.
I was
think that
expecting
was.
you to go off a lot more on this.
I think
But
you'll like
I
this
just-
more on a rewatch.
I think it would be one of those movies that I enjoy rewatching because it is fun, but
Yeah.
it just annoys me because of how good it could have been.
Lawrence, what do you
Going-
think?
I'm still gonna give it a 3. There's like, I'll probably rewatch it one more time, and I'll probably never see this movie again. To be honest,
I think
it's one of those movies.
I agree with what you were saying, Joseph. It's exactly what a Marvel movie needs to be. At the end of the day, just a little bit of fun.
Like
It did feel like like something out of a comic. If
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like it kind of reminded me of Spider-Man 1. It was just kind of wacky.
It's not amazing, but
Spectacular even.
blocking you out. It's just what the essence of what a comic book movie should be, in that it's a bit of light fun.
Zany.
Zany?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
like that guy from One Direction.
What?
Yeah.
Zane.
Oh. Well, that's the end of the podcast.
Something I forgot to mention on the top of rumours, I guess, in news. Henry Cavill's being looked at for playing Spider UK.
Oh, I don't know.
No, that works.
He's too big to swing from the web, though.
No, Billy Braddock's fucking massive. Like, he's noticeably bigger
That's
than...
Captain Britain.
No. So, Spider UK is also huge. Because it's not Peter Parker.
No, but that William Braddock is...
Billy Braddock is... Who's Spider UK?
No, he's Captain Britain.
In Spider-Verse, it is Billy Braddock.
Okay, well, maybe it's the same person. I just think he's too big to swing from a web. If we're going to get caught up in the bullshit physics of it, I mean, why stop there?
Yeah, it does come up as Spider UK.
Yeah. But you guys are wrong.
Wow, he is big. I don't care.
Yeah, he's huge.
I don't care now. Okay.
I didn't care then.
This is where we went from there. We're now here.
And we're tired.
Yeah.
I've been tired from the start.
Remember, when you're calorie counting, it's important, but don't let it take over your life. Thanks for listening.
That's what you're ending on?
That's what you're ending on?
You fucking come up with something.
You're not even calorie.
Hey, hope you enjoyed that episode. You can find us on YouTube at Where Do We Go From Here 3220, Instagram at Where Do We Go From Here Pod, TikTok at Where Do We Go From Het, and Twitter at Where WDGFH. And you can find me in your mom's bed.